And immediately after that, the government also decided to construct Moi International Sports Center Kasarani, which is again on the screen, which was completed in 1987, and immediately after that hosted the All African Games in Kasarani. Your Excellency, in 1988, the government of Kenya allocated land to different federations at Kasarani land, and Athletics Kenya was allocated 23 acres of land at Kasarani. And that land is there at the moment, and therefore the government then took over the land which belonged to Kenya 3 years, this land which Nyayo Stadium stands today. So the Kenya 3 years handed over this land to the government, and that time it handed over the land which was subdivided into two, land registration number 209-16883 to Kenya 3 years measuring 0.2242 hectares. That is where Riadha House stands today, right at the corner of Bujala roundabout. So that was taken off this land here and handed over to Kenya 3 years, which is now Athletics Kenya. And this land, where we are standing here today, LR number 209-16884, was handed over to the government of Kenya through the Sports Stadia Management Board, which is currently Sports Kenya. And so this land, Your Excellency, and all the facilities which stand here today belong to the government of Kenya, having been handed over by Kenya 3 years during that period. Your Excellency, we want to thank you for the renovation that has taken place here now, and we are looking forward to the next generation. Because from 1983, when it was constructed and completed, it has served the athletes of this nation since that time up to today, and now we can see the new Nyayo National Stadium. Your Excellency, we want to thank you for all the effort and all the support that you have given to this facility, because now the athletes can stand confidently and have a facility where they can train and where they can compete. Your Excellency, next week we are going to have the continental tour, as the Cabinet Secretary has said, where we already have 30 countries that will be represented, already sending the athletes to come here. Before that, we requested World Athletics to send us technical officials to come and confirm whether the track is ready, whether it can be used, and if the record is broken, whether it can be confirmed and ratified. And Your Excellency, allow me to ask these two officials from Germany, please stand up. World Athletics sent these two officials from Germany to come and inspect this stadium. They have done that for the last 2 days, and they have given a clean bill of health. So thank you very much. I'm sure that report has already gone, and that therefore means, Your Excellency, that next week when we host the continental tour, we are ready. We have got all the officials trained. We have got the track ready. We have got all the equipment, and we are going to host that championships here. It is going to be the last one among the 7 continental tours that were planned within the world. So this is going to be the last one, and again, they have given us a chance to host another one next year. So we are going to prepare and see that we are ready for that. Finally, Your Excellency, yesterday we had the final Diamond League in Doha, and we had some of our athletes who went there. They did extremely well, and we want to congratulate them. Otherwise, on behalf of these athletes, Your Excellency, I want to thank you once again and say, not only for Nyayo Stadium, we have also seen quite a number of other stadia coming up in different parts of this country. And I'm sure with that now, we'll be able to develop our sports to the highest level. So we want to thank you so much. Before I sit down, I want to ask, allow me to ask Eric to come and say a word on behalf of the athletes so that they are all represented. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We thank you once again. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the President, sir, all protocols observed, and my fellow sportsmen and ladies, good afternoon. My name is Eric Mtoro. I'm the captain of Kenya Basketball Morans team, and I'm here representing every sportsman, and I speak on their behalf, sir. First of all, Your Excellency, sir, I would like to say thank you for this wonderful facility that has been renovated, because for us sportsmen, with this facility, it will help us enhance our talents and take it to greater heights. So, Your Excellency, sir, I'd like to thank you for that. And also, sir, I'd also like to thank you for the support through the Ministry of Sports that you've been giving all the teams that we've been going out there, traveling and representing the country and raising our flag high. And we, as sportsmen, we have promised that in any tournament or any game that you're going to represent Kenya, with this kind of facility, we are going to make sure that the Kenyan flag will raise high and will take Kenya to the map in sporting events. Lastly, Your Excellency, sir, on the behalf of the basketball team, Kenya Morans, we would like to thank you for the support that you gave us last year, so that we were able to achieve what we achieved. And for the first time, we will be representing Kenya in the Africa Basketball Tournament, FIBA. For the first time, we've qualified. And it is because through your office that we were able to reach there. And we just thank you. We say thank you, Excellency, sir. And tunaomba uendelee kutusupport hivyo hivyo. I'm a service member of the Kenya Defense Forces as a profession, and currently based at Thika Barracks, Your Excellency, sir.
Asante sana. Tuwapongeze hao wawili ambao wamezungumza kwa niaba yetu. Mheshimiwa Rais, nikubalie tuingie kwenye kipindi kifupi ambacho utakuwa, you'll be a witness, Your Excellency. I will request the project manager, the cabinet secretary and the contractor to take their position so that we can do the handing over. Ya kwanza itakuwa ni cheti cha kumaliza kazi, ukipenda completion certificate, ambayo nitamuomba PS atamkabidhi our cabinet secretary ili wampe mwanakandarasi kumweleza kwamba kazi umeimaliza. Kwa hivyo PS, kindly hand it over to the CS. Let's appreciate that role. Naye katibu wetu amepokea na kufurahi na atamkabidhi mwanakandarasi kumweleza kwamba kazi umefanya, na tunashukuru. Tumpigie makofi mwanakandarasi wetu. That is a contractor. Thank you. Vile vile tutakuwa na ufunguo, ishara kwamba jumba hili au uga huu haujafungwa tena. That is a key. Na nitaomba contractor atampa the manager, the project manager to the project manager. That is a PS. Thank you. The project manager, that's the PS. And then the PS will hand it over to the CS kumwambia sasa kazi kwako. Makofi kwa PS wetu anapomkabidhi waziri wetu, na ni ishara kwamba tuko gangari sasa kufanya kazi. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais kwa nafasi hiyo. Tuwapongeze tena kwa makofi kwa kazi nzuri ambao wamefanya. Nitarejesha sasa kwa waziri ili Mheshimiwa Rais akukaribishe uzungumze nasi. Karibu waziri.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. It's now an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to invite you to make your speech. Thank you.
Thank you. Please be seated. Good afternoon, everybody. Well, let me also join Amina in saying that Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvisonko, elected leaders, ladies and gentlemen, how happy it is indeed to be with you today. On this day, we reopen the upgraded Nyayo National Stadium, which I believe is the first page in a new chapter of sports in Kenya. In this renovated facility, Kenya's sports persons will add new pages, I believe, to our long and celebrated history as a sporting powerhouse. Ladies and gentlemen, we recognize the special place that sports has within our national life. And in this regard, sports in Kenya has received dramatically increased funding, unrelating state support, and concerted improvement of facilities such as those we have witnessed today. This improvement of Nyayo Stadium is the result of works that began in the year 2017. And today, as we have been told, we stand in a stadium that is more fit for purpose and more suitable for our sporting heroes to showcase their excellence. The upgrading of Nyayo National Stadium is not an isolated case. Our endeavor is to ensure that our sporting facilities can compare favorably with the top addresses around the world. And in that regard, we are in the process of developing other sporting facilities throughout the country. Indeed, as a matter of fact, we are currently on the verge of completing the construction of the Uhuru Sports, Leisure and Entertainment Park here in Nairobi, in addition to the upgrading of sporting facilities in Eldoret, Marsabit, Meru, Chuka, Kisumu, Nyeri, Makueni, Wanguru in Kirinyaga, and Kirigiti in Kiambu. The construction of these facilities is fully funded, and so, as we have agreed, Waziri, we expect all these facilities to be ready for commissioning by the end of December this year. In addition to the facilities I have just mentioned, we are also in discussions with the county governments of Mombasa, Kakamega, Narok, and Kisii to co-finance an upgrade to international standard the existing facilities in their respective counties. We are also in the process, and hopefully next year, our friends in the KDF will also have a modern stadium in their barracks here in Langata. So, ladies and gentlemen, in just over a week, this stadium will play host to the Kipkeino Classic, which will be the first ever World Athletics Continental Tour event to be held on the African continent. The event, named after our great hero and trailblazing Olympic champion Kipchoge Keino, will bring together elite athletes from all over the world to compete in various track and field events on Saturday, October 3rd of this year. Our being entrusted to host this global event is evidence of the confidence that the world has in our country and our levels of COVID-19 containment, as well as it will be the first global sporting event to be held on the African continent since the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Kipkeino Classic and the other sporting events that will be held as we gradually and progressively reopen the country will be conducted in strict adherence to all applicable protocols, guidelines, and regulations. And this will ensure that our sports persons, our coaches, media, and spectators are all kept safe and healthy. I also want to take this opportunity to wish our athletes the very best as they head out to the London Marathon, which is going to be held on the 4th of October 2020, led by our world marathon record holders, Eliud Kipchoge and Bridget Kosgei. And I have no doubt that they will once again, like their colleagues in Doha, make us proud despite the challenges of having had no or little training due to COVID-19 restrictions. Ladies and gentlemen, looking forward towards 2021, we will continue to also work relentlessly to ensure that the World Under-20 Championship and the World Rally Championships, better known as the Safari Rally, scheduled to take place in Nairobi next year, will be held and be held successfully. In these challenging times, the return of sporting events is a welcome sign of our adaptation to the new normal and how we have found safe and secure ways to restart aspects of our ordinary way of life despite the presence of this disease. So in that regard, the Ministry of Sports, Culture and Heritage should redouble their efforts in reconvening the major sporting events that were postponed as a result of the COVID pandemic. I will further direct the Ministry to resume preparation processes towards the Olympic and the Paralympic Games and to engage with our local sports associations on how Kenyan athletes can resume competing in sporting events abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I'd like to remind all our athletes that Kenya's reputation as a sporting powerhouse has been built on a foundation of competing clean and winning fairly. We have all noted with concern the reports of a few isolated cases of use of illicit performance-enhancing substances and practices by some of our athletes. While these cases are a tiny percentage of the whole, they are nevertheless very troubling. And in that regard, I also do direct the Ministry of Sports to provide the required resources for enhanced anti-doping education, testing, and reporting, and to make the same a standing agenda that will be briefed to Cabinet on a regular basis. Ladies and gentlemen, in concluding my remarks, let me once again take this opportunity to thank all those who have made the development of this facility possible. The Ministry of Sports, Culture and Heritage, which has been instrumental in this endeavor, should continue in the same vein across the country, and also to you, General Kihalangwa, pongezi for the new look of the watu wanajenga mnajiita nini? Public Works. Yeah. Well done. Hongera sana. Make sure that our sporting facilities are well managed and not allowed to fall once again into deplorable states of repair. Sisi zote tumeona ile mumepatiwa na jemedari. We shall be coming to see, my friend. Sasa mkikosa kuchunga, nyinyi mtatuambia umeshindwa kwa nini. Kwa hayo machache na mengi, tunasema Mungu awabariki, Mungu awalinde. Let us enjoy our stadium. Do the best to continue promoting sports in Kenya. Asanteni sana. God bless you all.
Nafasi hii Mheshimiwa Rais ataelekea kuanzisha mashindano ya wanawake na wanaume 400, na nitaomba walio jukwaa rasmi wataungana pamoja na katibu wetu wa michezo na pamoja na Jenerali Tuwei wateremke chini ili Mheshimiwa Rais aweze kuanzisha. Wale wengine kama tulivyoomba awali tutaangalia tukiwa tu kwenye jukwaa. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Rais ataelekezwa mahali ambapo ataanzisha 400 meters women na vile vile 400 meters men, na sote tutakuwa tunashabikia kutoka jukwaa kuu. Tusifuatane na msafara wa rais, tafadhali tumpe nafasi wale tu wametajwa waweze kufuatana naye. Sote tutabaki hapa juu tukitazama, na nitakuwa nampisha afisa mteule daraja la kwanza Patrick Mwangi. Kama unanipata upande ule mwingine wa uga, tafadhali wasiliana nami Bwana Patrick Mwangi.
Asante sana na kupata kwa njia iliyo safi kabisa mwenzangu. tukiwa hapa chini kuweza kuanzisha shindano la kwanza, ikiwa ni siku ya kufunguliwa rasmi uwanja huu wa Taifa. Basi Mheshimiwa Rais, karibu sana tuweze kuanzisha shindano hili. Wewe mwenyewe shindano la mita 400 kina dada. Wanariadha hawa ni wanariadha wa kimataifa na washiriki ni kama ifuatavyo. Leni ya kwanza ni Linda Kageha akuwakilisha Nyanza South. Leni ya pili ni Gladys Musyoki wa National Police. Leni ya tatu ni Mary Mora kutoka Nyanza South. Leni ya 4 ni Evangeline Makena wa Eastern. Leni ya 5 ni Veronica Chebet wa National Police. Leni ya 6 ni Dorin Waka wa Majeshi. Leni ya 7 ni Jacinta Shikanda kutoka National Police, na leni ya 8 ni Veronica Mutua akiwakilisha National Police. Kila laheri.
Athletes, hold your marks.
Bila mushkili wowote, shindano hilo ambalo limeanzishwa rasmi na Mheshimiwa Rais, shindano la mita 400 kina dada wanakwenda sasa ya kona ya Nyanza. Huko anakuja Linda Kageha. Linda Kageha Nyanza South anakuja kutumiliza Mora kutoka huyu dada Mora ndio bingwa wa mbio za mita 400 katika shindano ya chini ya 18 chini. Anakuja Mora Kageha Makena Mora Kageha Makena huku basi shindano hilo limekamilika. Tunasubiri shindano la wanaume ambayo inashikiliwa na mwanadada Ruth Waithera aliyoweka Los Angeles mwaka 1984. Haya, tunaelekea sasa wanaume. Kumbuka shindano hili ama ukipenda shindano ambalo limekamilika, muda wa taifa ama rekodi ya taifa ni sekunde 50.4 na inashikiliwa na mwanadada Ruth Waithera, siku hizo akiwa majeshi, aliweka kule Los Angeles mwaka wa 1984. Tunakuja sasa shindano la wanaume, sheria ni kwamba lazima mwanariadha aweze kuhakikisha kwamba zile starting block zake ziko sawa sawa, kisha aweze kusimama na kuweza kujulishwa. Basi katika shindano hili Mheshimiwa Rais, riki ni kama ifuatavyo: Lenia Ofas Kipruto kutoka majeshi. Leni ya pili ni William Ryan wa National Police. Leni ya tatu ni Gerard Momanyi wa majeshi. Leni ya nne ni Stanley Kieti wa idara ya taifa ya polisi. Leni ya tano ni Emmanuel Mutua kutoka Southern. Leni ya sita ni David Sanaye kutoka magereza. Leni ya saba ni Joseph Sanare wa KWS. Na katika leni ya nane ni Benson Lekishon kutoka Western. Kila laheri.
Athletes, on your marks. Silence for the start, please.
Safi kabisa, bila mushki wowote. Shindano limeanza na limeanzishwa rasmi na Mheshimiwa Rais, ikiwa ni siku njema kabisa, siku ya kufunguliwa rasmi kwa uwanja huu wa taifa Nyayo. Wanakuja vizuri kabisa. The national record is Samson Kitur, 44.818 seconds.
Asante sana. Tumpongeze Mheshimiwa Rais anapoondoka kwa hiari yake baada ya uzinduzi rasmi wa uga wetu wa kitaifa wa Nyayo. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais kwa ajili ya jukumu ambalo umetenda siku ya leo. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, of course, there you have it. Finally, after more than 3 years, the Nyayo National Stadium is finally open for use by sporting federations, be it athletics, be it football, but all that is subject to confirmation or rather an announcement by the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Sports led by Ambassador Amina Mohammed in regards to when we are yet to receive a definitive date as to when sports is set to resume here in Kenya. But as I mentioned earlier, we've heard some of the sports. We've had the non-contact sports. A couple of those athletes that participate in such have resumed training in the past 1 week, as well as the likes of Gor Mahia, which, despite being a contact sport, they are training light training, meaning that the only exercises that are being carried out, of course, do not involve close contact between players. Hence, they got the chance to resume light training, as they also expected to participate in the upcoming CAF Champions League preliminary rounds that kick off in mid-November. Well, that said, we also have the Kenya Premier League, which we are also awaiting a definitive date as to when it's going to kick off. We've had a couple of transfer news coming to you from our desk, from our sports desk here at KBC Channel 1, and be sure that we shall keep bringing you all the updates and all the transfer news, whether local or international. Once again, the first continental event that shall be held in Kenya, that is the World Athletics Championship, Continental Tour Championship, the Nairobi leg dubbed the Kipkeino Classic. And, well, that says a lot. As the President said, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, as he mentioned that Nairobi, Kenya hosting such an important event only showcases the confidence that the international community, particularly international sporting federations, the confidence that they have in Kenya when it comes to how we've been able to flatten the curve in terms of COVID-19 cases and how we've been handling that situation. So we shall be bringing you more comprehensive reports in regards to today's today's important event, where Nyayo National Stadium finally has been opened, and it's expected to complement other stadiums that have been used most recently, before March 15th, when sports were halted all over the world. It's set to complement stadiums that were in use before that. I'm talking about the Muhoroni Stadium, you have the Kinoro Stadium in Meru, and not to forget the Moi Stadium in Kasarani. Well, we shall be bringing you more in regards to that, but for now we shall be taking you back to the normal programming, whereby we shall be expecting the lunchtime news that is in less than 5 minutes. Well, I've been Richard Munga. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing.